sure I don't have anything noisy open. I don't think I do. Nope, should be all right there. Should be all right. Hello, everyone. Hello. Question for you. Beach vacation or mountain vacation? Hey, Moose. Aaron, you're definitely a beach gal. Man, I'm torn on this one. I'm really torn on this one. Jim, hey, good to see you, Moose. Thank you so much for sharing the live. Appreciate that. Nursey Deer, hey, peeps. Vicky Church, beach. Nursey Deer, mountain. Moose, both. I'm with you, Moose. I think alternating, maybe. But it's like 50-50. It also depends on who's coming with you, right? It depends. Mel Bell Beach. Tony, of course, says beach. Tony Spark. Jimmy, your beach. Jessica's beach as well. Tammy's beach all day. A little P, you fell asleep on the Monday Night Live. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Mountains. Lady Van Landingham, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, I would almost expect you to say beach because you have some mountains nearby, right? Melissa, beach or a saltwater girl through and through? Heck yeah. Ace, thank you for the lightning bolts, man. Appreciate that. Mava, hello. Raymond Carrillo, hello there as well. Sammy, Bo, Vanessa Flores, hey. Beefarel Milam says beach. Frankie J's mama, party is here. Frankie, you guys just woke up from a nap? Heck yeah. Just another photographer, considering you've never seen a mountain based off experience. Beach, Dream Mountain. So we've been to the Smokies. We've been to Tennessee on trails there, and it's beautiful. DLA Studios, thank you so much for sharing the live. Appreciate that. And hey, we've got our first goal already set up here. Our first goal is 1.5K lightning bolts. We're already well on our way there, but if you are gifting, we're focused on lightning bolts right now. And the reward for that is you actually get to meet Miles for the first time. You may have seen him in some content, but you'll actually get to meet him. He's going to jump on camera. ADHD Mom and Teacher subbing. We're at 352 of 400 there. Thank you so much for joining the storm. Emmy Lou, Revy Black, Nikki, thank you so much for sending those lightning bolts in. Janine with the heart. Runesia with the rose. Revy Black with lightning bolts. Emmy Lou there with 45 of them. Charlie Diego with the heart me. Twinkle Saz with the lightning bolts. Jen here with the heart me. Nikki with 50 more. Mel Bell 25. Emmy Lou 38. Heck yeah. Amanda, thank you so much for the roses. Tony Spark, brother, thank you for getting us started here with the lightning bolt party. Minions Den with the heart me and Runesia with the heart me as well. Thank you guys so much. We see more of those lightning bolts rolling in right now. We'll keep that going. Make sure you let us know what your answer to the question of the day is. And also, we have an overall like goal today of 600,000. We're stepping it up. We're growing. It is a big goal, but we're confident that we can get there. Just make sure you're tapping on the screen and screen and sharing the live. I said screen. Words are hard. We can get there. 600K. We got this. Just make sure you're liking and sharing. Also, we've got a new episode of the podcast with Candy Thunder coming soon. Part 1 will be out this Sunday. Let me go ahead and get our music turned off there. Part 1 is going to be out this Sunday. Let me get our QOD back up there. There we go. We filmed it just the other day. No technical gremlins this time. Yet. We're crossing our fingers that none of them pop up today. Diversion, what's a vacation? I'm not sure, but I've heard about them and they sound glorious. And for those of you following along with the tech gremlin issues, we are reshooting Thunder and Spark next week. Make sure that you're following Candy Thunder 1 here on TikTok and Tony Spark _ we're refilming because Dusty is a dumbass and ruined it. Did you put that in my notes? That's not very nice. I'm just kidding. I wrote that. I am a dumbass and I ruined it. So we're redoing it. Our paid sub goal for members of the storm is 400 today. We are at, what are we at right now? 353 of 400. And today we are doing the sub only live after the public stream. And that sub only live is going to include a tour of the studio. So if you've been thinking about joining, today is the today. Also, if you're already a member of the Storm, make sure that you have auto renewal enabled or check your renewal, because sometimes it just falls off and you don't know about it. And we want you to keep your perks like the VIP Facebook group. Also, I have a lot of alsos right now. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You don't have to wait for me to go live to join the Storm anymore. TikTok actually made it possible to join and subscribe without having to wait for us to go live. So we put that link in our link tree, which is linked in bios everywhere. So you can do that. Redneck Geek joined and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. And we'll see you in that sub only live here soon. A couple of other quick notes. If you've been following along, you know that we've been testing a new swag site. We have that available embedded on the dusty-thunder.com website right now. It is dusty-thunder.com/swag. And there is actually, I just found this out this morning, they are offering 25% off of everything, but it ends today. So if you were thinking about swag, today's the day for that. And you can either go to Linktree and choose the top new swag shop link, or go to dusty-thunder.com/swag. Swag, not slag. Pretty sure that means something completely different. And get 25% off there. And here's something that's brand new. This is called the Wheel of Thunder. You got to do it louder next time, Tony.
Candy's not here.
Okay. They're gonna yell it out later, like Wheel of Fortune.
You gotta move it over further.
Oh, you couldn't see it? This is the Wheel of Thunder. Here's what we're doing with this. At the end of the stream today, the top 14 gifters are going to have their name written on this. The top 14 gifters that are still on the stream, because that's the only way that your name will still show up there. You're going to be, you'll have your name written on here. We're going to spin it, and whoever wins is either going to get a free sticker pack that we'll send if you're in the U.S. If you are not, we are going to give you a discount code for swag. So either way, you win. So the top 14 we will have on the Wheel of Thunder, and this is going to be something brand new. So let's hope it goes well, right? Yeah, we are at 11:57 of that 1500 right now. Let me catch up on some things here real quick. Michelle Heather, thank you so much for the lightning bolts. Stephanie Renee with the rose. Carol subscribed, became a member of the Storm. Carol Jaworski, thank you so much, and welcome to the fam. It's Robin with an A, with an I. I'm sorry. It's Robin with an I with the lightning bolts. Thank you so much. Amanda Burns subscribed and became a member of the Storm as well. We're at 358 already there. Awesome. Okay, I got to kill my QOD. Sorry. There we go. There we go. I'll remove it down on the other one later whenever I use it. Whitney, thank you so much for the harmony. Jill, resubbing and sticking with the fam for month 4 here. Y'all want to meet Miles? Heck yeah. Wasn't me with Lucy the Llama. Thank you so much, Lysandra. Anaya, thank you so much with the heart me. Emmy Lou with the lightning bolts. Let me get the thanks for that goal right now, and then we'll bring Miles on here. We got to turn our confetti back on, which means I can also hide the QOD on that. Okay. You guys are awesome. Mama Bear, Emma Vassallo, Jen here, Ann Bracker, Michelle Heather, Tony Spark, Peggy Bias Jump. We've got Aaron, hello, Teach Talk. I have found Hannah. We've got Josh. We've got Runesia, Revy Black, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Redneck Geek, Jilios Realm. We've got Maven Loves, Brenda Bell, Kat Jono, Candy Thunder. There she is. Lightning bolts for Candy Thunder, by the way. It's Robin with an I and a Dawn. Twinkle Says, Colleen, Marble City Mama, Raymond Carrillo. Minions Den. We've got Hex, Hexa BB, Dylan Sprague. Good to see you, man. Michelle Zestella, Flying Girl 603, and Trinity NC. You guys are awesome. Let me get the new one set up real quick so we can keep the momentum going here. Let's see if I can find it. Boom, found it. Can't tell you what it is yet. I have to wait. Learn my lesson. I learned my lesson on that one. Okay. Slice of cake. 600 of them. We've got cake stories to unlock today. Heck yeah. Okay, let me get Miles over here. All right, Miles. Jump on and say hi, my man. Chat's right there. Camera's right there.
What's up?
I'll be back in an hour.
An hour? All right, we're reading the stories today. The first one. Kidding.
Good luck, dude. Sorry.
Good luck?
Yeah, good luck.
I don't like the title of this first one, so I don't want to read that one.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have chat scrolled down.
You're not gonna
There we
ask
go.
questions to him like you asked.
Hi.
Okay, questions. What's your favorite part about editing Dusty Thunder content?
The interest that I have in the stories, because, I mean, they're funny. You're a funny guy.
Heyo. Thanks, man. Miles makes me look good and removes all my screw-ups.
There are a lot of them.
What's the best screw-up that you've seen so far?
Oh, the best one?
That you can talk about on a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, walk that back.
Hold on, I gotta start thinking again. I can't.
Do you ever get tired of looking at Dusty's
Oh,
face?
all the time. Yes. No, like sometimes I have to just take breaks and like go do something else instead of editing. Like, I don't know, just like take a walk or something, so I don't have to look at him anymore. I didn't used to have to come into the office. Now I have to come in here every day, so I have to stare at him anyway, whether or not I'm editing. So it doesn't matter.
Just like these aren't watching commercials on TV. He's everywhere. You can't escape.
Yeah.
He's all over the radio here too. So.
Do you have a secret blooper reel?
Kind of. There's one sort of in the process, but it's not finished or anything yet. So.
They really like it when I screw up. And it happens a lot more than they realize.
Well, they see it all in the streams. I
On
mean,
live, yeah, but
yeah.
if you're not on live, you just see the videos. I imagine they don't.
Oh yeah, the videos I make them better.
There you go. The stories make.
Someone spelled my name right. Yay!
Probably Tony.
I think it was.
Oh,
Said hi, Miles.
okay. Tony spelled my name right. Not as exciting. How long do I have to do this?
I'll jump back on.
Here.
See the thanks everybody. Get some lightning bolts for Miles there. Awesome. Thanks for jumping on, man. Thanks for being a good sport. The blooper reel is something that we have to accumulate over time, and I screw up all the time, but most of my screw ups are pretty boring, right? So he's got to get a bunch of really funny ones together to be long enough to be a piece of content. So we're going with that. Zach. Oh my God, it's Dusty Thunder. You done had to do it. Look, there's already confetti on my hand, and we haven't even done any today. Yeah, it does. It's on our ductwork. It is everywhere. Is it spelled M-Y-L-E-S? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And he'll be in chat as well. So you can grill him over there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and dive into some stories here. Right quick, we are at 50% of our cake goal already. So you guys are hungry for the cake story. I get it. All right, let me go ahead and start recording here. Okay, this one is a follower submission. Let me do an intro for it. I guess I need to do that, don't I? I guess not necessarily. I don't normally do it on Wednesdays. We're gonna do it. No crack fetty. Not today. We'll try it. We'll try not to. I will do my best. Okay. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another AITA story for you. This one is actually a follower submission, and it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Attending My Sister's Wedding? My half-sister, who was a bridesmaid at my wedding, mutually agreed on me not being a bridesmaid. However, agreed on my 1-year-old son and I being the ring bearers and would make us a little proposal gift. This conversation happened months ago, and we've seen her about 4 times since. Within this time, no mention of it has been made. I didn't want to be a bother, so a month or so before the wedding, I made a comment in our group chat that I was sure if I'd take my son, considering it's no children, hoping she'd bring up the ring bearer, and didn't. Weeks before the wedding, not knowing what to expect when I'd arrive, I had my mom reach out to her and ask who the ring bearer was. She said our 13-year-old brother. Her reasoning? I texted that I wasn't taking him, so I decided not to go. Okay. I texted that I wasn't taking him, meaning wasn't taking the 1-year-old son. So then OP decided not to go. Am I the astronaut for not attending? Okay, so we're going to get the story straight here. So there was an agreement on not being a bridesmaid, but instead being a ring bearer with the 1-year-old child. Nothing was ever said or done about it. And then as it started getting closer, OP drops a hint, and the hint missed. The hint was used as an excuse, at least. Either it missed and it was interpreted by the half-sister as I'm not coming, or I'm not bringing the child, so it would be weird to just have the adult woman be the ring bearer, maybe. I don't know. Or she just used that as an excuse because she had changed her mind or had other plans or whatever. So the question is, am I the astronaut for not attending because of that? Thoughts? Quadriplegic wives. Why not just ask? All ascon for. It was an excuse, you think, Nikki? Her bride has too much going on. Just be blunt, Brooke. That's a solid point. She's got a lot of shit going on and probably doesn't have time to think about like the deep-rooted feelings about every single person that is involved in any way, shape, or form. Tony Spark, I think you hit the nail on the head here. I think this is what this is. This isn't everyone sucks here. This is poor communication all over the map. Everybody could have done something differently. There was confusion. There was a lack of communication. OP, in this instance, when you were trying to drop a hint, because I get that you weren't trying to be pushy, but what that ended up was muddying the communication even further. And that just got misconstrued or gave your half-sister an opportunity and some ammo to make a change that maybe she was thinking about already. So everybody could have done something different here. I think you're exactly right. Particularly with brides during wedding planning and coming up to the wedding, there are so many things going on in their head that you don't have time to beat around the bush. If you got to ask something, ask something. And maybe it comes across as offensive. Maybe somebody gets hurt in that process, but somebody's going to get hurt no matter what here. So it's either get the clarity to find a solution or leave it muddy and someone gets hurt no matter what. Everybody sucks. Everybody sucks. A quadriplegic's wife subscribed and became a member of the storm. Welcome to the fam. 359 of 400 there. Heck yeah. Kristen Museum Girl. We noticed that the museum is only open on Saturdays. So if one was to randomly pass through Pierce City during a weekday, where might they run into you? Sandra with the rose. Thank you so much. Whitney with the high bear. Trinity Rubin with the lightning bolt as well. Christian Museum Girl with the lightning bolt. I'm catching way up on here. I know I'm going to miss some. We'll start back all the way at the bottom. Michelle Heather with the heart me. Emmy Lou with the cakes. We are at 552 of 600. About there on the cakes. If you are gifting, we are focused on those cake slices right now to unlock a cake story, and I'm certain that you're going to love it. I haven't read it, but I just have a feeling. You know what I mean? Issa with the little crown. Thank you so much. Charity with the roses. Honeybee with the rose. Michelle with the heart me. Emmy Lou, Leanna Ray. Emmy Lou again. Felicia with the ice cream cone. Mabel Loves with the cake. Charity subscribed and became a member of the storm. Welcome to the fam. Emmy Lou with the cake. Holly with cake multiple times here. Michelle Heather with 21 slices of that cake. You know what, man? If these were actual cake slices that we were receiving, we would be sugar coma for days. Well, I say days. A coma is the kind of thing that kind of lasts days anyway, right? Callie with pumpkin pie. Callie with the star snap. Tony Spark with 3 of those cakes. Thank you guys so much. Blue Adra with the 20 slices of cake. Runic Desire with the cake as well. Let me read everybody here because we achieved that goal too. Y'all are crazy in the best possible way. We get this rocking out here. We've unlocked a cake story. Josh and Agami, Emma Vassallo, Michelle Heather, Blue Andra, Mama Bear, Charity Johnson, Care Bear, Kimbo, Janice XXHD, We've got Pam Knows Ecstasy, DJ JM22, Sweet Shelly, Mama Silver, Mava Loves, Ann and Bracker, Jillos Realm, Tony Spark, S. Martin 255, Redneck Geek. We got Laced Doubt, Twinkle Says, Kristen Museum Girl, Dylan Sprague, Leanna Reynolds, I Have Found Hannah, Fly Girl 603, The Well-Rounded, Runesia FRP. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. And you unlocked the cake story. Let me set the next one up right quick before we jump into that cake story. Okay, look, that was easy to find. Oh my goodness. They change the order up of the gifts all the time, so it is tough to find them sometimes. Okay. You guys have seen the high bear thing that looks like a gummy bear. That's what we're going after next, and you will unlock a Tony Spark appearance for that one. We'll keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling here. Oh, hey, members of the Storm, check your custom emotes because some of the ones we talked about in the last stream are now active there. We now have a Protect the Cake custom emote. Ooh, if they've approved it. I didn't check to see if they'd been approved yet. But we have the happy birthday one in there as well. If they've been approved, they are in your custom emotes. Hopefully it's there. It is there? Awesome. Yeah, submitted that a day or two ago. Kelly, Emmylou, Jill, Felicia, Chrissy, Michelle, Kelly again, Blue Hydra, Twinkle Saz, Revy Black, Mava Loves, Miles Griff. Right over there, brother. That's Miles you just met. Miles Griff in chat here. Issa, Sweet Shelly, Runesia, Izzy Bear, Allison. Thank you guys so much for sending those high bears through. Callie, Minions Den as well. Karen Kraus. You guys are awesome. We're at 192, past 200. Every time I read the number, it's already changed. So you guys are rocking right along on that. And as a reminder, we are doing Wheel of Thunder today. Waiting for it, Tony. Wheel of Thunder. Boom, 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 boom. The top 14 gifters at the end of the stream who are still on will get their name on there, and it will either be a free sticker pack or, if you're international, a discount code for the shop that you can use.
It'll be all free sticker packs.
All 3 sticker packs. Damn. Sorry, I'm just now finding that out. What's the gummy bear goal? We have it set at 1,000 of them, and we are at 391 already. Rocking right along there. Emma G, good to see you here. Waiting for the kids' prom to finish. Oh, we'll keep you entertained for a little while. Let's play Bamboozled. Heck yeah, Frankie J's mama with the Friends reference. I love this game. Runesia, subscribe to say a member of the Storm. Glad to have you in the fam there. Let me scroll down and find our cake story. So the way past the other ones here. We've got a lot of the stories today. That's not it. What have I done? Have I passed it? There it is. Okay. Wow. It's a ballsy title on this one. Let's rock and roll. Hey, we got another story for you. This one is a follower submission, and it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Poisoning the Cake and the Guests at My Daughter-in-Law's Party and Not Admitting to It? Can we just go ahead and start with this before we even start reading the story? I, 63 female, have always been the designated cake baker in our family. I use a very old and secret family recipe for chocolate cake that has been handed down through my family for generations. I bake it for every family gathering. It's tradition. This year for my daughter-in-law's, let's call her D, 35th birthday party, I offered as usual to make my chocolate cake. Dee said she would be perfectly happy purchasing a cake, as she intended to invite several of her friends and would eat a larger cake than I usually make for our small family. She did not want to put me out, and I appreciate that. But I do love to bake, so I said I would just double the recipe and everything would be fine. I insisted. Fast forward to the day before the party, I always bake my cake a full 24 hours before serving and refrigerate it overnight. I had doubled the recipe just as I had planned, but I used a sheet pan to make a double layered cake, and I did not take into account the amount of surface area, so I ended up short on frosting. That meant I needed more chocolate, which I did not have time to go to the store to purchase since I needed to go get the cake into the refrigerator as soon as possible. My son and daughter live just 2 blocks away and have 2 children, so I thought that they might have some chocolate at their house. They were both at work, so I quickly ran into their house, grabbed 2 chocolate bars out of the pantry, and returned to finish my cake. The next evening at the pantry, The next evening at the party, everything was going as planned. My cake turned out beautifully and it was a hit with everyone, until about an hour after we cut into it. A few of the party guests started to mention that they were feeling funny. Everyone just assumed that something on the menu did not agree with them and continued the festivities. But as the evening went on, more and more of Dee's friends began to complain of lightheadedness, fogginess, and disorientation. Soon, everyone was comparing what they'd eaten, trying to narrow down the food item that was to blame. Ultimately, most of the guests ended up leaving early, and Dee was very upset that her party had ended badly. Ultimately, it came down to my cake and one other dish that must have been the problem. I did not believe for 1 second that it could have been my cake that poisoned the guests, because I just baked it just the same way I always do and have never had any problems. But then I remembered we borrowed chocolate bars. Maybe they were expired. I did not mention to anyone that I had done anything different to my cake. Instead, I waited until after the party, and when I had returned home that evening, I immediately dug into the trash can and pulled out the candy bar wrappers and was absolutely horrified when I did. The candy bars both contained 100 milligrams of THC. I had poisoned Dee's entire party. Wait, so were they poisoned or were they just really high? I was so humiliated that I still, almost 2 weeks later, have not told a single soul what I did. Damn. I was so humiliated that I still, almost 2 weeks later, have not told a single soul I did it again! Same effing word! It's not even like a complicated word. I was so humiliated. Words, hard, wonderfully wonky. I wish. I would probably be better at this if I were. I was so humiliated that I still, almost 2 weeks later, have not told a single soul what I did. Made it! I beat the sentence. I got it. It's smooth sailing now. Fortunately, since my cake was one of the two suspected culprits, was sent home with me, and I was able to dispose of it before poisoning anyone else. However, I believe that it will only be a matter of time before my son and Dee discover the missing chocolate bars and figure out what I did. So, am I the astronaut for accidentally poisoning my daughter-in-law's cake and not admitting to it? Tisa, right. I mean, there is a level of inebriation, I guess you can get to, where you feel sick and you might puke, and like there is such a thing as too high. There's too much, man. You took too much. Some old Cheech and Chong, or was that Fear and Loathing? That was Cheech and Chong, right? Thai sticks? What? What are we smoking, man? Len, you're right. It was an accident, right? So we have to take that into consideration. It was an accident. However, once OP discovered what they had done, weird throat noise, sorry, and didn't tell anybody, does that make them the asshole? I mean, you're not going to undo it, and it was an honest mistake. Would everybody believe that was an honest mistake? The question is, am I the astronaut for poisoning the cake and the guest at my daughter-in-law's party and not admitting to it? The question should probably be, because the act was an innocent mistake. Question should probably be, am I the astronaut for not admitting to poisoning the cake and the guests at my daughter-in-law's party once I discovered that I had some shit like that? What is this bug? It's not the fly. It's something. We've had a rogue fly flying around our office today, and it keeps landing on me. And I'm like, if this thing isn't gone by 3:00, Candy Thunder, bring the electric racket with you. Got one of those zap rackets. Jesse, do you have one? Oh, she has something better. She's got like a machete and a baseball bat. Oh, there you go. Just don't shoot. You're gonna shoot me with it.
No, you shoot it. When he comes by.
Yeah, we probably better not risk that shape. Legitimately. Legitimately. I mean, you would probably have a lot of people overreact about the discovery that it had happened, right? You would have a lot of people. Ooh, Nursey Deer makes a good point here. What if someone gets drug tested for any reason? I guess then it's a matter of how long does it stay in your system? Is it different because it's a chocolate bar? There are a lot of questions there. So in this case, I think it's the not telling that does make OP an asshole here. It was an honest mistake. But once you discover the honest mistake, there has to be some kind of coming clean for it because there are a lot of risks involved. I mean, if someone was violently ill enough to like take themselves to the hospital because they don't know what the hell is going on, that information would be useful to a physician or to them as they try to get things remedied here. So where does this put them on the ascon scale? Is it 4? You could have done it differently. Is it 3? You should have done that differently. 2? You definitely shouldn't have done that. Or 1? You're a terrible human. We could take 1 off the table because, well, shit, can we? It was an honest mistake, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about not telling people once they figured it out. We've got 3s, we've got 4s, 3s and 4s, 3.5. Okay. ADHD mom and teacher for the accident NTA, but for not telling anybody, ascon 2. Ooh. Hip hop applesauce says, what about people on medication? People have a right to know what they've ingested. I agree. And again, I don't think it's an evil, nefarious, malicious thing because it wasn't intentional. But again, we're talking about the not telling them once they realized what they had done. I don't think it gets to 1 territory. I really don't. It's a definitely shouldn't have done that, though. This definitely should have told them once you figured out what it was. And, come what may. It's the truth, at least. And then people who need to know. And if you're telling them that it was a mistake, then you can't do anything to change that. You can own up to it. At this party, everybody's violently ill, right? Everybody's violently ill, except for OP. Which means what? OP's got a tolerance, which means the OP didn't notice the difference because they're like, what? I do this every night. No change for me. Why do you think I'm so good at making chocolate cakes? Okay, we'll make it official. NTA for the incident for not telling everybody. ascon 2. Yeah. Also, if you could save a slice of that cake, we'd greatly appreciate it. Oh my god. Oh, we have achieved our goal here. Let me go ahead and get some thanks in here and get some confetti rocking. What was this one? Oh, this is the Tony appearance. They hit your goal, man. They want to see you. They need their Tony Spark. They need their weekly dose of Tony Spark. It's like, I'm going to fix my hair real quick. Go to the makeup trailer. It'll be 5 minutes, and then he'll be over here. Milky 1699, Emma Vassallo, Mama Bear. We've got Blue Adra. We've got Karen Louise, Michelle Heather, Miss Helene, Miles Griff, Ann M. Bracker, Josh Inagami, Peggy Bias Jump. We've got Andrea Solrayo, Mexican Mama. We've got Lace Doubt, Kimbo, Sweet Shelley, Mama Silver, Uncle Johnny, Jilios Realm, Stargazer Lily, Kristen, Twinkle Says, Mava Loves, DJ JM, Angela Curry, Becky the Unicorn, the Well-Rounded, Runesia, Aaron, Dylan Sprague. We've got Shadow 59414. It's Rowan C, Kristen Museum Girl, Brenda Bell. I have found Hannah Fly Girl, Baseball, Minions Den, Square Kraus, and Isa Carvalho Roca. Y'all are awesome. Let me get the next one set up here, and then I'll turn it over to Tony Spark. He's chomping at the bit here. Chomping at the bit here. Okay. Let me find the next one. Can't tell you what it is yet. Can't do it. It's got to be a surprise. If I tell you what it is, and you send it in before this is officially like set, it won't count it. So that's why. That's why. Oh, this one's totally doable. Totally doable. Totally doable. Tony wants to shoot confetti at me. That's what's happening here. Okay, we've got 50 confettis for a confetti cannon here. All right, let me get you back to the face mode here. Tony Spark, come on over. Come on over down to the corner. My sisters and my brothers. If you want to wear the headphones, not that you have to.
Hi everybody. What's up? Also, I gotta say that I kind of wish OP would have made me a birthday cake like that because I think it would have been a great time. Dude. If she would have shown up to a birthday party like that, I think it would have been a house full of people having a good time. But Oh, hi, Miss Lean. How is everybody today? It's Wednesday. Oh no, Dusty's got my phone, so things are about to go south. Yeah. So hey. Kristen, we did look up the museum today, and we saw it's only open on Saturdays. I mean, that's kind of a cool gig, though. But oh, hi, Jules from Australia. Nice. I agree, Sharon. Cake like that would be pretty sick. I'm just waiting for the comment that is going to come up from my phone because Dusty has it right now, and it's not going to be great. Either that or he's just going to start sending all the gifts and use up all the coins that I have on my phone, too.
I'm trying to think of something.
I just got to say that there's a couple more things coming up with some potential cake stories, and the cake stories are fantastic today. So they're getting increasingly difficult to find because you guys keep hitting all these goals every single week. And so it's become quite a journey to try to find cake stories, but there you go. Kristen says it's open by appointment, can go anytime to see it. To be honest, I've lived here my whole life and I didn't even know there was a museum in Pier City. So cake story wars. Oh, I see it. I see what you two dummies are up to over there. I see what you two dummies are up to.
You guys are so close to hitting the confetti ball. I've got a cannon ready.
She was ready. He was ready to do it. Where's the goal at?
You see it on the bottom.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe I should. Okay, it's your turn to come back on here.
We got this?
Shit.
Is it cheese?
Oh, no. Oh, it's so loud.
Oh.
Wow. Well, thanks, guys, for that. Oh, gosh, he's doing it. Oh, my gosh, that one had a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I had that coming.
Yeah.
That was
good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. Way to go.
Oh, my gosh.
The second one actually worked. Look, here's the problem I have with these confetti cannons. I'm trying to find this. These aren't as bad, but sometimes they're really clumped together and they don't even shoot.
No, this one did pretty good.
I ate one? Did I? I don't think I did. Somebody said I ate one.
You're going to cough it up here.
Yeah, there'll be like a whole bunch like clumped together and like they don't like unravel and it's like a waste of confetti.
My aim was bad with the first one.
But yeah, that was payback. I like how he shot me with 2.
Yeah. Well, the aim on the first one was bad.
Well, here's the problem: is that candy is not going to approve the increased confetti budget because you use too much of them.
Time.
You use too much of them. I have a tight confetti budget, and you guys keep hitting the goals, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
One time, man. It was one time.
Yeah, it's mints. Sorry, it's not like a thing. You're probably not supposed to go on camera with gum or mints.
Get this out of here.
Yeah, that's everywhere. All right.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, guys.
Good job, guys. Oh, thank you so much for hitting that goal while I was on the other side of the camera. It is much more fun getting to fire the confetti cannon than it is to being on this side. It is way more fun. Yeah. And those are really stinking cool. Let me go ahead and get this rocking because we've got some more thanks to give here. Because you guys are awesome. Josh and Agami, Stargazer Lily, Michelle, Heather, Mama Bear, Bets Lou, AK Mary, Alaskan Assassin, Mava Loves, Wonderfully Wonky, Emma Vassallo, Julius Realm, Miles Griff. Miles was trying to make sure that you were going to get confetti, Tony. Pam knows ecstasy. Kimbo, Fly Girl, Flower Girl, 77, Sweet Shelly, Runesia, FRP, and a Dawn. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. I just got a warning about a bad connection, so if it starts getting glitchy on your end, I apologize. We get the next one set up right quick here. Okay, yeah, that was just for the cannon. All right, the next one is going to unlock another cake story. Okay, I gotta find it. Gotta find it. I think I know what this one looks like. Oh, yep. Okay, I sees it. And how many of these? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now we have the full birthday cake, and we have 25 of those, unlocking more confetti and another cake story. Another. You guys are flipping awesome. Okay, yeah. Before we dive into the next story, let me go through a couple of my notes again, just as a reminder. We just started the full cakes. We're only going for 25 of those to unlock this. Don't forget to like and share the stream, please. We are shooting for 600K today, which we know is a huge number. We're at 102.3 right now. So please make sure you're liking and sharing the stream to help us get to that number. It's just a goal. We're just going for it, trying to increase it every time. We're trying to stretch ourselves up toward 1 million. Someday we'll be there. Also, we have the goal of 400 subs today. We're at 362 of 400 right now. I know I've probably missed some people while we were going through, all of that stuff there. So let me scroll back up and try to check real quick. And while I am, bless you, Jesse, let me look over here. Oh yeah, you don't have to wait till I'm live to join the storm anymore. There's a link in our link tree to be able to do that if you decide to do it when we're not on live. And if you remember, be sure that you check your renewal settings, because if you don't have auto renewal set, it may kick you off, and we don't want you to lose your perks like the VIP group with it. So check that out. Okay, here we go. I got to try to remember what number story I'm on yet. We only did the first one, right? Yeah. But as the document is numbered, okay, there we go. All right, we'll rock and roll. Here is another follower submitted AITA story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for telling my husband that seeing his family while we are visiting our home state is not my priority? As a reminder, OP, if you are in chat and want to claim your story, go for it. We love it when OPs show up because we always have some follow-up questions, and getting some immediate answers to those is awesome. So, your call, but we highly recommend it. My husband, unless you're an asshole in the story, then maybe you don't. My husband, 39 male, and I, 35 female, have been married for 2 years, together for over 3 years. We are both originally from Oregon, but we didn't meet there. My husband relocated to Texas as a child with his immediate family 30 years ago due to military. I moved to Texas 7 years ago, sight unseen, leaving all my family and friends back home because I was young, single, and why the heck not? YOLO. Moving to Texas has been one of the best decisions of my life. We currently live within 20 minutes of my husband's parents and siblings, and we see them all the time, almost every weekend. We also spend every holiday with them. He has aunts, uncles, and cousins scattered around between Oregon and Washington. Not once in his entire adult life has he ever made the effort to go see them. I, however, have made a very concerted effort to go home at least once a year since moving to Texas to see my family. And even then, I don't get to see them all every time. I prioritize seeing my parents the most. My dad and stepmom live out at the coast, 2 hours away from Portland, where my mom and the rest of my family and friends live. I typically divide my trip to where I spend half of the time at the coast with my dad and stepmom and half of my time with my mom in town. This leaves me getting to see my parents for an average of 3.5 days a year. While in Portland, I try to see all of my brothers and my cousins, who I am very close to. But with all of the different schedules, I'll read that again. But with all of the different schedules, it doesn't always work out. I haven't seen my family or friends since I moved because there's so many of them and I can't fit them all into a 1-week trip, especially when half the week I'm out of town at the coast. Also, by no means is my time back home a vacation. It's usually very hectic and tiring, trying to see one person for lunch, another for dinner, driving all over town to meet them, etc. My husband has mentioned a few times how it's unfair we are not making time for his family while up there. His family is scattered around. They live within 2 to 4 hours away from my family and all in opposite directions from each other. If they were all centrally located? That's not how that word is said. If they were all centrally located or even willing to drive to a central location, that would be fine. However, because they are either older or have kids, they expect us to go to them. I have told him if he wants to schedule a 2-week trip instead of a 1-week trip, I would be down for that. But he had to take the initiative to schedule with his relatives, book the local accommodations, and budget for the extra expenses in the trip. For example, more hotel stays, longer car rental, etc., and save his PTO to get that much time off. He never has. Instead, he uses his PTO throughout the year for other things. For the record, if we ended up doing something close to one of his family members, we will make time to see them. Last year, while visiting, we went on a weekend camping trip that was 45 minutes away from one of his aunts. We did make the time to meet her for breakfast. My husband also will only ask me once in a blue moon how anyone in my family is. Am I the astronaut? I don't know about you guys, but the first thing that rolled through my mind was this might be a dude thing. And that may be a lame excuse, but I think that this might be a dude thing typically. In our relationship with Candy Thunder and I, she's going to be the one that focuses on making sure that we're allocating time to family members, that we're engaging with that. And that's just not where my head is at. Maybe I'm just survival focused. I don't know, but this seems like it could be a dude thing. Maybe that's lame and stupid, but it could be true. I am torn on this. What are your thoughts here? There's NTA all over the place here. Laura says NTA. Oh, heck, we achieved our cake goal. Look at you guys go. Andrea Osorio, NTA. Not the A. Just another photographer, NTA. Sam, NTA. Emmy Lou, cake. Woohoo. Don't they always visit with his family? How old are they again? They are 39 and 35. Mrs. Julie R. Holland. Definitely a dude thing. My parents are 3 hours away. I go once a month to visit, but he never goes along. Shelly says, not the a-hole, ex-military wife here. Zach says NTA, Nursey Deer, NTA, Leanna Ray, NTA, Michelle, NTA as well. We've got a lot of NTAs there. However, let me just give you something to think about. Something we talk a lot about is teamwork in a marriage. And I think if you're approaching everything as teamwork, there is never a me and me. There is a we, right? So the touchy part there is, and my point is with the teamwork approach, if this were a true holistic teamwork approach, they would both be making plans together to see everyone. But that's not the way it is. She is making plans specifically to see her family and saying for his family, it should be a him thing. Candy Thunder just walked in the house. Candy Thunder. Oh my God. Hey, Tater. Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder. If that were a pure teamwork approach, I could see how there is inequality in it, which doesn't make her the asshole. It just means that you could approach this together and have a much more balanced situation. Because if this is a dude thing, he may need the help. If we were, if this was applied to my situation here, I would need the help. I would need the suggestions. I would need okay, I've got this stuff done here and I've blocked out these times so that we can try to see your parents. Why don't you give them a call and see if this day and this time would work for them, or this day and this time? I would need help with that. Maybe he needs help with that too. And if it's a true teamwork approach like we have, then that would happen. So I can see that there would be a solution to this. I can see that this wouldn't have happened. There is another way, and that's my point. Not to say that she's the asshole in any way, just that there is another way. Jaffe Jill, how is that teamwork? I think it's taking care of one another. They were, no, not 20. Okay, so I don't think it's not his parents that they're talking about going to see. It's other family members. When they moved to Texas, when they moved to Texas, they did move close to his family, right? Trying to find it. Currently live within 20 minutes of my husband's parents and siblings, and we see them all the time, almost every weekend. So it's other family members. Now, OP's parents, and maybe that's part of this scenario too, where it's like proximity, because you have that immediate family, and then you've got rings that go outward from there, where the connection may not be as strong. His immediate family lives like close to them where they live, so when they go visit somewhere, yeah, I mean, I can see it's not immediate family. So obviously the priority is see the immediate family that you're closer to first, and then for both of them, as those rings get outward, more outward, you know, it's just prioritized like that, from closeness to how far away you are. And if that's all it is, if she's just going to see her immediate family, then yeah, I mean, he doesn't have anything to bitch about either way, because he does have to take some kind of initiative. But that initiative, wow, that word's hard. That initiative could simply be, hey, do you mind helping me out by, like, let's try to carve at least this one little time out to see one person. That's it. That's it. Kimbo, we're almost at 150K likes. Heck yeah, keep it going, guys. We're going for 600K today, so make sure you're tapping the screen and sharing it. Also, we did achieve our new cake goal. Let me get some confetti going here. We'll jump back to our story here in just a second. Emma Vassallo, Mama Bear, Michelle Heather, Mava Loves, Valerie Sancamper, Gilios Realm. We've got Dark Evil Fairy, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Stargazer Lily, Runesia, Tony Spark, Mama Silver, Miss Helene, Josh Yanagami. We've got Andrea Sorayo. Y'all are awesome. You were waiting for me to visually confirm. He said he wasn't going to surprise me and shoot the confetti off when I didn't know it was coming today. And I was like, yeah, but you know, that's what people love. They love to see me almost wet myself. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having fun with us and engaging in this kind of thing. It is always fun. Always fun. Okay, we've got another one coming up. I think we're starting to work the theme in here. Confirmed. Confetti everywhere. There's confetti everywhere. Oh no. Okay, we have 100 football helmets set up. And you know what that means? That means I get to wear the astronaut helmet and read a story. If we can achieve that. So we did unlock the next cake story. Let me get that one set up here. Also, instead of doing like shirt changes today, I'm just swapping out the different hats. Hi, Mama. Not normally cooking over here, but definitely cooking today. Okay. Lee Photography subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the first time. Welcome to the fam. We are not dysfunctional like most families are. Yeah, we're lucky to have a good crew in our Storm family here. Lots of those football helmets coming through. Thank you guys so much for that. Also, a bunch of other stuff like Charles sending the cloud bread through, Felicia sending the love yous through, Callie with cloud bread, my story with roses, Tammy with roses as well, Justina with the heart me, Dark Evil Fairy with the rose, Dawn with the confetti, Silver with the birthday cake, Amy Lou with the birthday cake. I think I'm back up to where we were before there. Thank you guys so much for supporting us throughout this. User 65, lots of other numbers with the finger hearts. Thank you so much. Lil P with the rose, Michelle Heather with the football helmets, Callie and Mel Bell as well. Thank you guys so much. Jules subscribed and became a member of the Storm here as well. We are sitting at 364. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. We're already at 442 of 100 on those helmets. You guys want to see me in that super authentic helmet. I know you do. I knows you do. All right, let me find the second cake story here real quick. Scrolling through several pages here. Okay, I've got it. Swig of water and I will be good to go. Everything okay? Okay. Looks like you guys are talking about a problem. Like, I don't know. What am I doing? What tech gremlin is attacking me today that I don't know about yet? Nothing. We're okay. I fixed my hair with a hat. Yep. Swapping hats. That's all I'm doing. That's the game today. Okay, here is your second reward cake story. This is a follower submission, and it's an AITA, and it goes like this. Am I the astronaut for serving revenge grocery store cake at my wedding day? Instead, I have to laugh at myself when I screw up. Am I the astronaut for serving revenge grocery store cake at my wedding day instead of the one my mother-in-law made? I, 32 female, recently got married to my longtime best friend. We had been engaged for 10 years prior, have a great relationship, and have always gotten along well with each other's families. I've never had any problems with my mother-in-law until our wedding. My mother-in-law owns a bakery and had asked early on to bake our wedding cake, but I, thinking that I had already had her doing so much for our big day, would give her a break on the cake and just order one from my favorite place in the next city over, about 60 miles away. I loved this bakery anyway and had purchased several cakes from them for various events in the past. Their lemon curd is my all-time favorite. Oh, computer's beeping here. Their lemon curd is my all-time favorite. When we got engaged, I made sure to involve my mother-in-law in all of the usual wedding planning activities and X along with my own mother-in-law, like dress shopping, venue visiting, and cake tasting, all of which went just fine until cake tasting, when we, myself, my maid of honor, and my own mother-in-law, myself, my maid of honor, my own mother, and mother-in-law went to sample cakes. I already knew that I would probably choose my favorite lemon curd, but I wanted to have the experience anyway. My mother-in-law was in a terrible mood the entire time, making random confetti just fell from the sky. My mother-in-law was in a terrible mood the entire time, making rude comments to the employees and gagging and curling her nose at every flavor we tasted. 15 minutes in, she had already ruined the whole thing for the rest of us, so I made the executive decision to pack up and make the hour drive back home without placing an order. After we got home, I called the bakery and ordered my lemon curd wedding cake. I realized that not everyone likes lemon cake, but it was my day, so I got what I love. The day of our wedding arrived and the cake was to be delivered to our venue that morning. I arrived to the venue a few hours before the wedding and having my hair and makeup done and decided to pop my head into the reception area to check out the decorations. When I did, I was shocked to see that the cake on our table was not my lemon curd cake. I think we know what's coming. I thought the bakery had to have sent the wrong cake, so I asked my mother-in-law to call the bakery and find out what happened while I finished getting ready. I wasn't happy about the situation, but I tried not to make a big deal out of it because at least I had a cake and only a few people would know if it wasn't what I ordered anyway. As my maid of honor spoke with a woman at the... Did I say maid of honor or mother-in-law before? I'm going to reread that just in case. I thought the bakery had to have sent the wrong cake, so I asked my maid of honor to call the bakery and find out what happened while I finished getting ready. Okay, that's for you, Miles, just in case I screwed it up the first time. As my maid of honor spoke with a woman at the bakery, she got a look of shock on her face. As it turned out, my mother-in-law had also called the bakery after cake tasting that day. She had canceled my order just minutes after I had placed it and had apparently made my wedding cake herself without my knowledge, without anyone's knowledge. I was livid. At this point, it was just about principle, and I have never been one to just roll over and take crap from anyone. I flat refused to serve her cake no matter what it took, so as a last resort, I sent my maid of honor to hide the mother-in-law's cake to her house. Luckily, she lived close, and then to the local grocery store to buy a simple cake that we would serve our guests in lieu of my mother-in-law's shady-ass cake. I don't know that a shady-ass cake would taste very good. During the reception, we simply skipped the cake cutting and served already cut cake to our guests at the end of dinner. I wish I could have seen the look on my mother-in-law's face when she entered the reception area and her cake was gone. She apparently decided to let the sleeping dog lay, at least for the time, because she didn't say a word to me or my husband, and I ignored her for the entire day. My husband couldn't have cared less about the cake or cake cutting, so he luckily had no idea what had happened or that his mother had just been such a devious B-word until I told him the next day. I know this could have caused a lot of wedding day drama and may still cause family drama between myself and my husband and my mother-in-law, but I was not about to let her win this and think that she could walk all over me for the rest of my life. So am I the asshole for serving revenge grocery store cake at my wedding just to make a point? Damn. Jules, subscribing to becoming a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. We were at 58 of 100 on those helmets right now, 364 of 400 on our subs. And likes wise, we're at 183.9K. We're going for 600. Be sure you tap and share. Oh, Miss Helene, you subbed, and it must have happened whenever I was reading something and straight missed it there. Thank you so much for the heads up. Yeah, I think my end is glitching because I'm seeing Jules pop up like 8 times in there. Lee Photography, subscribed and became a member of the Storm as well. Yeah, it's glitching on my end. I'm sorry. I'm seeing the same things over and over again, and apparently not everything. So, Miss Helene, welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. And sorry, I'm scrolling and still can't see it. So it's just glitched on my end. I'm sorry. And I'm probably missing a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so the question is, am I the astronaut for serving revenge grocery store cake at my wedding day instead of the one that my mother-in-law made? Hell no. Hell no. And we talk a lot about setting boundaries early on. This is just your wedding day. It's the time to set the boundary and say, no, you're not going to do this to me for the rest of our life. It's the beginning of a whole lot of things. You know, kids come into the picture. You've got a lot of family events that are going to be going on for the rest of your life. You're going to deal with this woman for a long, long time. So draw that boundary now. The only thing I don't like about this, and it goes on both sides, is that it was like a Cold War, right? It's like there was no direct confrontation. Everything was done indirectly to each other in like shady backdoor ways. And I get it. OP, if you were in here, it was your wedding day, so you weren't trying to cause a scene at your own flipping wedding. I get it, and I respect it. You may have to get involved in some direct confrontation to solidify that boundary that you created here. Because right now, you're in a Cold War. It's like the U.S. and Russia here. It's like you got spying on each other and making clandestine moves. If you have a conversation and just be like, look, at this point, I know what you did, don't appreciate it, so I undid it, and please don't ever do that shit again, because if you do, no contact is always on the table. And guess what? I'd like to have kids. Guessing you would like to stay connected with us here and have an actual relationship. So, don't pull any shit, Ma. Ma the meatloaf! NTA. We'll go ahead and make it official here. NTA. Not the asshole. What about mother-in-law? Let's talk about her for a second. We had a story, it's been a while now, but we had a story that was basically, it was a similar situation, but the mother-in-law, or mom, not sure, Inky Inkblot just subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you. Miss Helene, again, sorry, it still isn't showing up for me, so sorry. We had another story a while back where it was the dress that the mom or mother-in-law did this to, called the freaking dress shop. Now, here's the cool part. Because it was a dress shop, they take it a hell of a lot more seriously. And they were like, yeah, this sounds sus. So they called bride-to-be and they were like, hey, somebody just tried to change this. It would be really cool if the cake shop did that. But, what are you going to do? A cake shop is a lot less on lockdown than the wedding dress shop. And they've probably seen a lot less bullshit than, well, hell, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Mother-in-law, terrible human thing to do to your soon-to-be daughter-in-law here on her wedding day. Not to even talk about it, just to be like, I vetoed you for your own wedding. Just get used to it. Nah. Nay, I say. Send her to ASCon 1. She can RSVP with her plus ASCon 1. That's a good one. We've got some spicy cake stories today. And I think we're all here for it. We are here for it. We are at 65 of 100 right now on those helmets. Sarah Blows, thank you so much for the rose. Callie with the rose as well. Christina with the earths. Earths? It's weird to say earths plural. I don't think people typically say earths plural, but thank you for them. Shell with the football helmet. Becky the unicorn with the finger heart. Thank you so much. The Stargazers with the marvelous confetti. Emmy Lou with the helmet. Inky Inkblot with the tiny diny. Emmy Lou with more helmets there. Vero and Dan. Inky Inkblot again with raccoons. Heck yeah, those trash pandas are awesome. Lisa Henkin with the rose. User 65, lots of numbers with the heart me. Love skills with the high bears. Dark Evil Fairy with the cake. Inky Inkblot, Vero and Dan, Shell, Dylan, Lucy, Classic Anime Queen, Susan. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it greatly. And what do we have going on next year? That was a cake story. I've got to find my place again. I think we're bouncing all around here because you guys are just knocking down those challenges like they're nothing. Just like they're nothing. Okay. I found my next story. Let me get a drink of water here real quick. It is an exceptionally hot day here in Joplin, Missouri. So we don't... Look at this crap. Friggin' confetti stuck to my headphone strap, and now it's all... Is that where it's at? Yeah, that is where it is. Confetti everywhere. Confetti everywhere. We got 80% of our live goal here. We're still rocking along. Don't forget that we're going for the 600K on the likes today, so be sure to like and share. Also, a couple of quick notes here. Our goal for paid subs is at 400. We're at 365 there. Today, we will be doing the sub-only live after this live, and we will be doing the studio tour, which... assuming by the current pacing is just going to be me wading through a sea of confetti. So if you were thinking about joining, today is the day because we are doing sub-only live. It will be me, Candy Thunder, and Tony Spark, and we're going to do that tour, and then we'll sit down and chat with you for a minute. The dusty-thunder.com/swag site, which you can also find as the top button on Linktree, has 25% off today. I just found out it's not something we're doing. It's something that Spreadshop does. It is today and today only. So if you were interested in some swag, today's a really good day to grab it there. And we have the Wheel of Thunder. Candy Thunder, you missed the mark there. You're supposed to yell it with him. We have the Wheel of Thunder. Do it again. Candy Thunder, the Wheel of Thunder. Just crickets over there. Crickets. I'm gonna have to record you guys doing it so I can just push a button. All right. I'm gonna throw the flippin' helmet on. It's so authentic, guys. The Smithsonian or the Air and Space Museum still hasn't discovered that we have it. So don't tell anybody. It's a big secret. It's big secret. We cannot tell. Michelle Heather, thank you so much. Inky Inkblot, Carissa Wyke, Emma Vassallo, Mama Bear, Bets Lou, Runija, Jillo's Realm, Susan Brown, CJ's Mom, Sweet Shelley, Miss Helene, Laced Doubt, Maven Loves, Wonderfully Wonky, Karen Louise, Dylan Sprague, Siri 79, Iceland, Fly Girl 603, Flower Girl 77, and Candy Thunder 1. Oh my god, it's Candy Thunder. Thank you guys so much. Let me set this next one up, and then I'll put the helmet on. I won't try to get out of it. I won't do it. I won't do it. Won't do it. Okay, we got... Oh, here we go. You guys dance along when you hear this music, right? Might be time to swap it out. I still dance to it every time, though. This will unlock a cake story and confetti. Yeah, there's another cake story on deck. How? We are doing 400 of those. Okay. We are going back to the slices of cake. We're doing 400 of them to unlock yet another cake story and confetti. Also, Katie 5390 subscribed and became a member of the Storm, putting us at 367. Thank you so much. Uncle Johnny with the coconut tree, Becky the unicorn with the heart me, Melody with the ice cream cone, and Rose, Lil Savvy ASMR, subscribe for month 3, sticking with the Storm. Awesome, glad to have you still with us. Michelle Heather, thank you so much for the helmets. Shaz with the lightning bolts, Michelle with more of those helmets, Lindsay with the rose, Michelle Heather again. Did I already thank everybody on that, right? Yeah, I think so. AF with the heart me as well. Let me go and throw this thing on. It's happening. See, I mean, there's a certificate of authenticity in here somewhere. Let me make sure. Hang on to that. Preparing for liftoff. All systems go. All systems go. You know what I feel like I might need just to make this even better? Candy Thunder, I gotta know. Have you ever found me more attractive than you do in this moment right now?
Crickets.
It was very quiet. No, she says she's never found me more attractive. That concerns me greatly. Okay.
Looks even better on screen.
I bet it looks even better on screen. Yeah. You got to try really hard to be.
The sun is bright.
You got to try really hard to be this cool. You try really, really hard. Okay. What are you doing? What do you have, giant ones? Oh. They're more on brand with the helmet here. Is that better?
Much.
Yes. This is a lot more alien looking. Okay. This is happening. This is really happening. The last story was about, yeah, we went and did a cake story, and we've got another one to unlock here, so we'll have three. Just be warned, this is my new outfit for formal events moving forward. So any kind of weddings, funerals, awards things, this may become my new Dr. Disrespect outfit. This will be my new Dusty Thunder, just what I wear every story every day. Okay, we have another AITA story for you, and this one is, am I the astronaut for spraying weed killer in my driveway? Fasten your seatbelts, neighborhood drama incoming. I am a somewhat recently new homeowner, moved into my home last year. My driveway is gravel, and if you are not familiar with gravel driveways, during the spring and summer months, you have to spray them regularly with weed/grass killer to keep your driveway from becoming an extension of your lawn. I've been doing this about weekly since I moved in, and it has been maintaining my driveway in good condition. I noticed immediately when I moved in that the neighborhood kids will use my driveway as a cut-through to get to their friends' houses. My driveway backs up to another neighbor's backyard on another street and is essentially a shortcut. I want to be clear that I have no issue with the kids doing this, but I was a little bit peeved that the parents didn't even ask me when I moved in as a courtesy. It's clear that they have been doing this for a while with the previous owners, but I still think it would have been respectful for them to make sure it is okay with me to continue. But whatever, no harm, no foul. Until today. Hey, Jordan Kendrick, thank you so much for joining up with the Storm and becoming a member of the fam. Glad to have you. There's a clip. Wearing this. I sprayed my driveway as usual early this afternoon. As I was finishing up, the kids cut through. I stopped spraying while they were there, waved hello, and resumed once they had cleared the area. I thought that was the end of it, but I just got off the phone with a very angry mother of one of the kids. She told me I have no right to be spraying my driveway with harsh chemicals when there are children in the vicinity. I told her I've been doing this for nearly a year now, and it is necessary for me to maintain my property. I respectfully and politely informed her that if she has an issue with her kids being exposed to chemicals, they can find another way to their friend's house that does not involve cutting through my driveway. That's when she really doubled down and had the audacity. Words are harder when you have an ascon helmet on. That is when she really doubled down and had the audacity to tell me that her kids have been using my driveway as a cut-through for much longer than I have lived in the home, and I have no right to come in and change the status quo. I'm not sure that's how property rights work. Karen. I then said that I have no issue with her kids using the driveway, but unless she would like to purchase the home from me and start paying my mortgage, she has no right to tell me what I can and cannot spray on my driveway. And then I hung up. I fear I have now made an enemy of my neighbors, and it's about to get worse. And I am regretting not simply apologizing and sucking it up. So am I the astronaut for spraying my driveway and refusing to stop when asked by a neighbor? Annie Butcher subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Normally I would take this helmet off for the feedback portion. Yeah, I probably should. I don't know. Should I leave the helmet on for the feedback portion or take it off and go back to normal? I'm Astro Dusty right now. Ditch it? Okay. So you really didn't find me more attractive with this on?
I hope you're
Tony Spark says, I hope you're looking at her. I can't tell with those glasses on.
It looks like you're That's for my David Rose costume.
Oh, yeah. So Tony Spark has a David Rose costume, and that's where those white glasses came from. Those are great. You've got some of the sweaters too, right? Or shirts. The David Rose shirts. Okay. Yeah, this is garbage. We talk a lot about boundaries, and when you move in somewhere new, maybe the previous homeowner allowed themselves to get pushed around. Maybe you know why they sold the house now. Poking the neighborhood Karen Bear is a risk. But also, Karen Bear, like a Care Bear, but a Karen Bear. This has to become a thing. Poking the neighborhood Karen Bear may not have been, the ideal situation, but creating a boundary was. And in this case, you're talking about literal boundaries where it's your property markers. Like, it's your actual property. She can't tell you what to and not do with it. Those kids don't have squatters' rights to it because they've been using it as a cut through since before you lived there. That's not how that works. And you can probably enforce that somehow if you want to. You can get some kind of lawyer letter or do whatever you want to do. But yeah, you can basically enforce your rights there if you want to. I would say that your fears here, OP, and this is not a follower submission, this is from the AITA subreddit. Your fears here maybe a little bit backward. I would be more concerned if I didn't stand up to the neighborhood Karen Bear. And in that case, if you didn't, you'd be just accepting whatever other shit she decided to bring up and throw at you. And I'm guessing that would go on for a very long time and it would be frequent. So I would be more afraid of not speaking up and the shit future that it would bring for you, the amount of dread that it would bring for you, at least at this point when you go out there and you're watering your lawn or putting the chemicals on your driveway and you see Karen Bear walk by, you can be like, hey, yeah, not to mess with me, instead of, oh God, what's she gonna come tell me I have to do differently today? Create those boundaries, be ready to enforce them. NTA for paying for property and then asserting your rights to it, instead of allowing Karen to claim eminent domain on your driveway for her kids to use as a pass-through, acting like they have some kind of squatter's rights to it. Not the case. Nay. User 122 says, what do I do if I don't want you to give your guidance? I don't want to put myself out there. A bit confused. If I don't want you to give your guidance, don't submit the story, I guess. M says, OP, NTA. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a Karen situation here who probably has been able to push a lot of people around, and that's it. She's just used to it. And when she comes up against someone who has a backbone, she, bucks against it. It's what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Steffi subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Welcome to the fam. Emmy Lou with the cake. We're at 300 to 400 on those cake slices right now, and that will unlock yet another cake story and confetti. So we are rocking on those. Samantha, thank you so much for the fires. Emmy Lou with more of those cake slices. Tony Spark, you as well. Sigurdur Harpa Jonst. I'm butchering that name, I'm sure. But it's a beautiful name. Thank you so much for the cake slice. Multiple times there. Christina Mathern. Or Matheme. The R and it's either an R and an N or an M. It's hard for me to tell. to tell. It's a little southern drawl coming out there. It's hard for me to tell. Christina, Carol, Amy Lou, Casey, Amy Lou again, Sigridur. Yeah, you was as well. Thank you so much for the rose. Steph, Jessica, Amy Lou, Karen Louise, JP, Christina, Silver, JP again. T subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Welcome to the fam. Mel Bell, JP, Samantha. Thank you guys for sending those gifts through. Christian Museum Girl as well. Steph, you got your name there. Annie Butcher subscribed and became a member of the Storm as well. You guys are rocking that out. We're at 372 of 400 there, and we achieved our cake slice goal to unlock the third cake story of the frickin' day. You guys are gosh heckin' awesome. Let's give some thanks here. That means it's confetti time. Emma Vasallo, Don Sullivan, Stephanie, Josh Inagami, Michelle, Heather, AK Mary, Bets Lou, Valerie Sancamper, Julius, Realm, Tony Spark, Joan Jordan, Amy, MC 1971, Suri, H79, Iceland, Miss Helene, Tink Does Life, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Sweet Shelly, Mama Silver, Maybe Loves, Blue Easter, Becky the Unicorn, Fly Girl, Karen Louise, Dark Evil Fairy, Samantha, Twinkle Saz, Love Only Here, Kristen Museum Girl, Dylan Sprague, Candy Thunder, Justina Joes Fadzi. Justina Joes Jose Fadzi? Yeah, sorry. Justina. Thank you. C Sizzle. Kristen Needs Caffeine. Wonderfully Wonky. C Sizzle. Christine. Crystal Nabors. And Ronisha. Thank you all so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having fun with us and keeping this thing going. We're going to do the confetti cannon there. And that's the last one, right? Y'all got through all of the gift goals that we had set up there. It's 421. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So now I tell you what, let's do this. Let's focus up on hitting that likes goal. We are at 288.4K. Make sure you tap the screen. I'm not saying sit there and tap it the whole time, but the more you tap, the more you like. And make sure you share it as well. And thank you so much for doing that and for taking part in that. You guys are awesome. We're going to jump to the next story here. The cake story. Cake story number 3 coming up. Just keep scrolling. Scrolling. What do we get? There's a hat and a stash. You got me the hat and the stash there. Amy Lou, thank you so much for that. Sarah blows with the high bear. Jenny with the finger heart. Sarah with the high bear as well. Jenny Fitzpatrick with the fire. Steph with the roses. Johnny Stowaway with the cake. Sarah blows with the high bear. Brooke with the roses. Stephanie with the roses. Fane with the star. Jenny Fitzpatrick with the roses. Stephanie Woodard with the cake. Fane with the star again. Jenny, Shawnee, Samantha, Tink Does Life. Dawn, Sully. You changed that username. Very cool. Stephanie Woodard, Annie Butcher, Joan Jordan, Johnny Salway, Emmy Lou. Thank you guys so much. Wonderfully Wonky. Mr. Miles there. Oh, you're Mr. Miles now. Not Miles Griff anymore. Oh, everybody getting fancy with their username changes here. Wasn't me with the whale diving quadriplegic's wife with the lightning bolt. What's up? For what did I say?
I don't know that we did anything. It's just somebody reported it.
Okay.
Probably the Karen
Okay.
thing.
I've done something to anger someone. We got a community guideline strike, so I gotta keep PG calm. I gotta calm down. Apparently, I gotta calm down. I need to calm down. Alrighty, we have offended someone. It's unfortunate. It was probably like a legit astronaut, and they saw my helmet, and they were like, "I'm offended by the authenticity of this. Like, that's too authentic. I'm offended that you have it," and I got reported for that. I don't know.
All right, move on.
Moving on. New hat, new day. Here we go. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, that was number 2. Before I found it, I got the news that I had offended someone, so sorry about that. Let's dive in for the third and final cake story of the day. This one is a follower submission. OP, if you're here in the house, let us know if you'd like to. It's always more fun when you do. This is, am I the astronaut for giving my husband's birthday cake to my boss? There better be a damn good reason for this. I, 36 female, have been planning my husband's surprise 40th birthday party for months. He didn't ask for anything special, but he did know that I was planning something. He just didn't know what. We have a very renowned and exclusive bakery in our city. It's so popular that you have to order cakes 6 to 8 months in advance. They are not only beautiful cakes, but very tasty as well. So, as I started making plans several months ago, I ordered an incredible 3-tiered golf-themed cake for my husband's party. We have tested cakes from this bakery a few times at different large events. Tasted, not tested. We have tasted cakes from this bakery a few times at different large events, and he always comments on how amazing they are, so I knew this would be a great surprise from him. Now, I work at a large investment firm. Several of the times we've had these cakes have been at large fundraising and charity events with my firm. A few weeks ago, a coworker of mine retired, leaving myself and another coworker competing to fill his position and receive a significant promotion with it. While we were friendly, the competition was heated, and we both had been working extra hours trying to get a leg up on one another. The decision was scheduled to be made sometime the week of my husband's party. Here's where I may have become the a-hole. Early in the morning on the day of my husband's party, one day before his actual birthday, I overheard some coworkers say that it was also my boss's birthday. I quickly jumped on social media to confirm, and sure enough, it was. I was scheduled to pick up my husband's cake the same morning, and I knew my boss would be in the office later that afternoon, and I was still working so hard to get the big promotion that I decided to give my husband's cake to my boss instead. No! Well, it's a good thing, for hubby here, it's good to know that you are not the significant other, you are the insignificant other. I picked up the cake from the bakery later that morning and left it on my boss's desk with a big handwritten note saying who it was from. It was an amazing cake, even better than what I had imagined. My boss loved it and was very impressed that I had taken the time months ago to find out when his birthday was and order a cake for him. I purchased another cake from a local bakery. This bug has got to go. You didn't bring that zap racket, did you?
No, I didn't bring the electric racket that fries bugs to work.
Well,
No, I was supposed to bring the electric racket.
Who brings an electric racket?
I don't just
hey,
carry
somebody who's getting a fly buzzing around their face during a live stream. That's who brings an electric racket to the office. Hey, Tony, next confetti. Did we do the confetti? No, this. Yeah, we didn't do the confetti for this one. I'm already reading it. No, I did.
No, we'll do it after. Just do it for this. Just keep going.
Okay. No, we haven't done it yet. The fly was the squirrel in this situation, and it's because he was like right up in my eyeball. I'm sure there's a really good shot of it. My boss loved it and was very impressed that I had taken the time months ago to find out when his birthday was and order a cake for him. I purchased another cake from another local bakery for my husband's party that evening, which was delicious, and he was none the wiser. His party went off without a hitch, and no one ever knew that I had given his cake to my boss. Later that week, I found out that I did get the promotion. My husband still doesn't know about his intended cake and maybe never will, but I can't help feel a little bit bad about what I did, so I gotta know, am I the asshole? Poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, the poor guy. Poor guy. Okay. Ms. J loves. But in her defense, if it brings in more money, they can buy him all the cakes. I had this thought. Okay, so part of this was like, that's a gift. You're going to have to come take over for a minute because I have to go to the restroom and clean up what just happened.
scared me. I didn't even know about it.
That happened. That happened. Is Candy okay? Somebody said, is Candy okay? LOL.
I screamed.
She got surprised too. Okay, so it was a gamble because if she hadn't got the promotion, she would feel way shittier about this. However, it's something she did for them. It wasn't just for her. The promotion, I mean, I hope, was for them, to put them in a better position, to give them more freedom in life eventually, to allow them to stash more, to achieve their dreams, blah, 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 blah. So when OP, was this a follower submission? It was, right? Yeah. OP, if you're in here, let us know. But if you, whenever you got the promotion, at that point, I feel like should have been like, okay, I took a major risk and it paid off, but now I've got to tell you what it was. And I think he'll understand and be like, so we traded my cake for like 20 grand a year? Hell yeah. Great deal. Good move. Do that more. If you hadn't gotten it, it'd be a different story. And then it'd be a lot harder to explain. It'd be like, I was trying to do this. And I guess the same logic would apply. But if this was prioritized from this puts us in a better position place, I'm okay with it. If this comes from this is something I need and I'm taking something from him to satisfy and fulfill myself, that's shitty. And that would be an asshole move. If it was a sacrifice made for the good of the family and you as a team, I'm okay with it. And Neuro Spicy Tiff, yeah, you're right. He still got cake and it was delicious and he didn't know any different. And you can do this for another occasion, but you needed a play to be able to get a leg up there and the competition was heated. And this may have been the biggest issue. This may have been it. Some girl says, why tell? Just don't bring it up. I feel like you need to come clean about this if you're in a true partnership. If this is teamwork like it should be, you got to tell. You got to tell him. I mean, is there harm to not telling him? I guess that's the question we're talking about right now. Would there be harm in him not knowing? Right now, he doesn't know. Is there harm in him not knowing? Sweet Caroline, you got a really good point here. The fact that she's feeling guilty says it all, really. So she needs to come clean to be able to get that off of her chest. Otherwise, she's going to have this guilt always, even though it may not be a huge deal in the grand scheme of things in life. She has guilt already, and that will snowball. And then there will be this poison that she feels like she can't get rid of. We have a chance to get rid of that poison right now. And not that it's not going to scar, but it's not going to fester. You know what I mean? You can amputate it basically right now and prevent it from spreading and causing other problems. Polly says, I would be more worried the boss would find out and get mad she led him to believe she planned it for him. Thought about that too. However, if that happened, immediately my brain was like, look, part of being successful in this firm and in business and life in general is the ability to audible and the ability to jump at opportunity when opportunity arises. Yes, I found out that day. I happened to have this cake already, and I was willing to do what it took to make this happen and to win. And I think the boss has to respect it. You know what I mean? I think the boss has to respect it. Be like, yeah, quick thinking, you reacted and got shit done. I'm not mad about that. I'm impressed. You eat the entire wheel of cheese? I'm not even mad. It's impressive. From Ron Burgundy. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. A pretty big deal. So the question was, am I the astronaut for giving my husband's birthday cake to my boss? I'm making the assumption that they are a team and that she did this for the betterment of them as a couple, not of her as an individual. And in that case, I say NTA. Because it was the best thing for them. This move yielded something that is more valuable. However, the question should be, am I the asshole for giving my husband's birthday cake to my boss and not telling him about it? The not telling him about it is a different issue here. And in that case, I think we're either at 4 or 3. Like, you should tell him. And you could have done this differently. Oh, speaking of audibles, Tony Spark calling one here. Or was this the Candy Thunder one? Joint effort here. Colluding. We'll put it at 4 for not saying anything, because that could have been done differently. And maybe should have, but at this point, we'll say could have. It depends on where it's coming from. Okay, we've got a bunch of people saying 3, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I'm just trying to give her enough benefit of the doubt to say that if this did come from a pure place for the betterment of both of them, it could have been done differently. Random Wiggles. Everyone's saying that the hubby got a cheap cake. I don't think they did. She went to another bakery. So maybe it wasn't the exclusive bakery, but the expensive part of that exclusive bakery, I think, was the amount of time that you had to book it in advance. Not that it was a more expensive cake. So he still got a damn good bakery cake, just not one that he had to wait 6 months for. M says, I doubt it would have jeopardized their marriage. The husband wouldn't have cared. It was convenient. That's possible. That's possible. And if this had happened, you know, I'm trying to imagine if Candy Thunder and I were in this situation and she told me what she did, even if she didn't get the promotion for it, I'd be like, I respect it. It's ballsy. I respect it. And then it'd be like, you know, but I want my damn cake. Go ahead and order it now. So 6 months from now, we can enjoy it or whatever it is. We are at 372 of 400 on our members of the Storm right now. And just as a reminder, we are doing the sub only live after this. We will have a studio tour going on there too. Freaking confetti just in random places here. Did you inhale one earlier?
No.
You haven't coughed it up yet? That's what happened to me that one time. I didn't know I had inhaled it until I was like trying to cough it up. It sounded like a grass whistle. Okay, let me set up a new goal here. Tony and Candy Thunder called an audible. Let me see if I can find this thing that I've never seen before. You know what the value is on those? I got it. Got it. Okay. Here's a new one we haven't done before. We are doing 1,000 lollipops for a Candy Thunder experience. I almost said for a Candy Thunder experience appearance is what I meant to say. It did sound bad. I'm sorry. For a Candy Thunder appearance. It's on brand too because it's lollipops and your name's Candy. So,
Did you catch that today?
Yep. Everything is on brand here. You had the helmet for the astronaut helmet, all over it, all over it. So many lollipops coming in right now. Thank you guys so much for that. Amy subscribing and still being a member of the Storm month 2. Stephanie Woodard with the confetti. Thank you so much. And the Heart Me. Shaz with the Heart Me as well. Darcy with the roses. Cindy with the roses as well. Marianne Evans. Callie again, all kinds of times there, Callie. Thank you so much. Joan Jordan, Amy Lou, Jacob Locozako with the lightning bolts. Thank you so much. And the TikToks there. Laura with the Heart Me, Kimbo with the High Bear, Becca, Lana, Nikki. Nikki Hughes with the Heart Me, Brandy Grissett, Asphalt Diva, Valerina, Carrie S, Amy Lou. Thank you guys so much for sending all that through. User 656, lots of other numbers with the roses. Jacob Locozako with the Loco Zoco. Is that right? Loco Zoco? Or is it Loco Zoco? I feel like I'm jacking it up now. Thank you so much for the Heart Me. LMD10 with the lightning bolts. Charles Horton subscribing for month 2 there. Glad to have you still in the fam here. Carol Jaworski with the lightning bolts. Elise Newman with the chef's kiss. Melissa with the fires, plural. Sergeant Mac with the cake. Jarby with the Heart Me. Laura with Tucker the turkey. Jarby with earth. Amy Lou with lightning bolts. I know I'm getting behind on everything. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me get a swig of Wolsa here. We're already at 400 of those 1,000. People are ready for you, Candy Thunder. Ripping through it. Steffi, I bounced out of frame and it killed the hat and stash. But thank you so much for sending that through. We appreciate that. Devil Dogs, chasing the dream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me scroll back up and find our place here. We are now, I don't even know where we're at anymore. I don't even know. Tony Spark, do you know what number story I need to bounce back to now?
I don't know all these damn tricks. I think you're on number...
Okay, is it 4 or 3? 4. Yeah. Okay, got Got it. All right, we've got another follower-submitted AITA story for you, and this one is, am I the ascon if I tell my boyfriend I don't think we should get engaged? I, 23 female, have been with my boyfriend, 24 male, for 3 years. For the sake of this story, I'll just call him T. T has been telling me for over 2 years he is ready to get married. Where we live, a year together is a long time to date before getting married. He has drunkenly told me that all he has left to do is talk to my parents. Well, here we are 2 years later, not even engaged. He has come up with several excuses to why he hasn't proposed. One reason was he wanted to live together first. Well, we've been living together for over a year. Another reason was that it's expensive. My parents have told him they plan on paying for the wedding, and I assumed he already had a ring. This comes from him saying all he has to do is ask my parents. Turns out he doesn't even have a ring. But all I want is a $150 moissanite rose gold ring. Is it moissanite? Is that how you say it? Moissanite? Candy Thunder? Moissanite? Does that sound right? Moissanite, stone gold ring, or stone cold ring, rose gold. Words are hard. So it's a WWE ring. It's serious. But all I want is a $150 moissanite rose gold ring. And he goes out golfing with his friends at least once a week. That ain't cheap. I told him if $150 ring is too expensive for right now, then maybe he should not golf for a month to save up. Now, you may be thinking we don't have a lot of money or we are struggling. No, we both work decent jobs and live in a 3-bed, 2-bath apartment. We aren't rich, but we do pretty decent. One night, I straight up told him his excuses were complete bullshit. I said that I couldn't wait forever on him since he's been saying for 2+ years he is wanting to marry me. I told him that if we were not engaged by the end of the year, I would have to move on with my life. Since then, he has hinted he will propose by the end of summer. Now, here comes the issue where I don't think we are ready to get married. Lately, he has been over-prioritizing his friends. He games with them, golfs with them, will take their calls even if we are mid-conversation, and he even quit his job for a lower-paying job to be able to work with them. This especially makes me angry because he said getting married was too expensive. There are many times I will ask him to have a date night on the weekend, but instead he will invite his friends over to play games. I've had many talks with him stating I need to feel like his main priority. He always says I am, and he will make sure that I feel that way. Please note that things were not always like this, not until we moved closer to his friends. I used to feel like I was the only person in the world that existed to him. He would drive almost an hour to surprise me just because he missed me. Well, here we are again. Another weekend where we had something booked with his friends. Another weekend where we had something booked with his friends every night and morning except Friday, tonight. I asked him if he and I could have a game night for a date. He told me his friend is sad that he sold his boat. That was not forced. His friend made the choice all on his own so he could buy a side-by-side and wants to hang out tonight. Hey, bro, I'm feeling really beat up. I just sold my boat. Can we hang out? I had T call me to talk about this. I expressed how I really wanted tonight to be for us, since the rest was packed full of friend time, and he golfed with them the day before. He told me that what he really wanted to do was hang out with his friends, but if I didn't want to, then he'd tell his friends I said no. I don't want to be the bad guy, and I don't want to force T into spending time with me if that's not what he wants to do. At this point, I don't think we're ready to move on. When we've had the conversations about marriage, I feel like he's number one. Now I don't. I want to tell him that before we can talk further about getting engaged, that we need to work on this issue. But because of all the long conversations we've had and the deadline I set, I feel like I could be the asshole. I feel like this could upset him and he could wonder why I even wanted to get married in the first place. So would I be the asshole if I told my boyfriend that I wasn't ready to get married? The Brozo custom emotes from the members of the Storm are all over the place, and that you nailed it. Yesy subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. Check and make sure I didn't miss any other there. Oh. Mungo and Hannah Cockcroft became members of the Storm as well. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. Okay, let's talk about this. Dude is definitely a brozo. We can just go ahead and get that out of the way. He's a brozo. He is allowing himself to be sucked in by his friends and allocate all of his time there. That's the problem. If it was balanced out at all, she wouldn't feel the way that she feels. Now, I say that, but she mentioned that before they moved closer to his friends, she felt like the only person that existed in the world. So no matter what, there's a decrease in the amount of time that he's spending with her, and she may feel a little bit hurt by that. But it sounds like it's swinging from one extreme to the other, and that's rough. That is tough. And maybe that needs to be the context of the conversation here, OP. Maybe it needs to be, look, I'm not asking you to be the only person in your world like I felt like I was before we moved here, but right now I feel like the last person in your world. And earlier I mentioned a term, said there are significant others and then there are insignificant others. And I feel like you've become an insignificant other here. Maybe you're being taken for granted. Whatever the case is, he needs to understand that in a successful relationship, there can't be too much me time and not enough we time, or there will be problems. That's just how it's going to work forever. Freaking light is freaking out here and just flickering on me. There will be problems if you don't provide a balance between me time and we time. That's just how it goes. He's got to learn how to find that balance, and you can accelerate that by giving him information. One of the things that Candy Thunder has done for me that I'm super grateful for is giving me feedback on that. It's really easy to get into a rhythm of, oh yeah, we golf every Thursday. We game every Friday night. We do this night of the week. We do this night of the week. It's really easy to get sucked into that. But pretty quickly, you find yourself in a position where one person in this relationship is feeling neglected and feeling like they don't matter, and their cup is empty. And while what he's doing may fill up his cup, it's not for the relationship. But you've got to communicate to that to him for him to understand. And it sounds like you've asked him to, and he says he will, and then just doesn't do it. So maybe he's just a brozo, and that's the end of it. But first step would be communicate it. Say, look, I'm not bitching at you, but this is what's happening. And this is how this is making me feel. And this is what's going to happen if this continues. So I think we can fix it by doing this. Are you willing to do that? Make it turnkey. You can make it that easy because you know what needs to happen here. So just lay it all out there and be like, can you do this? If not, we're headed toward disaster. You're definitely not ready. I know that. You are not in a place where I feel like you're not in a good place. And not being in a good place is not the right time to get engaged. It's not the time to get married. It's not going to fix anything. It's just going to solidify things. So the second step there, if communicating this doesn't end up working out, then you have to accept that you are nowhere on the priority list, and you have to have enough self-respect to move on and to thank him for the good times. But you value yourself more than he values you, and that just doesn't work in a relationship. Not a healthy one anyway. If you're okay being miserable for the rest of your life, yeah, go ahead and get married. Just the way it is now. But this is your future. It's pretty heavy stuff. So if there's something that's a problem right now that you know makes you feel a way that makes you not want to get married, you probably better solve that problem first. Your question here is, am I the asshole if I tell my boyfriend that I don't think we should get engaged? Hell no. You need to tell him. Number one, it's the truth. And he needs to know the truth. And maybe that's the wake-up call he needs to get his head out of his brozo ass and start providing some balance or learn balance. Right now, it sounds like he's got no balance. He was swung all the way your way when you lived further away, and now he's swung all the way back the opposite direction. There is middle ground there. He's got to find it. You can help him do it. Until then, hold off on putting that rock on the finger. Even if it's only a $150 one. It doesn't matter. It's symbolic. That's all you want. It's fine. Or maybe he's afraid of something. I don't know. Maybe this is him just freaking out. You know, he could clearly afford the ring that you're wanting if he's going golfing that often, because golf isn't cheap. Maybe this is him just freaking out and not wanting to get married and just not either not realizing that that's what he's doing or being too afraid to tell you. So this conversation will at least open up that bigger conversation. Either way, not the asshole. Not it. Not it. Real quick, we are at 640 of 1,000 of those lollipops, and we're going for 1K to get Candy Thunder as an appearance on here. Sorry, that was really loud. Before we flip over to the sub-only live around 5 o'clock here. That sub-only live, if you are not a member of the storm yet, you can do that during the stream. You can also do it after the stream. You can do it on our link tree. There's a link about joining the storm on there. If you are a member, be sure to enable auto renewal to make sure that you keep all the perks like the VIP. TikTok gets a little bit weird with their VIP renewals or with their paid sub renewals. So just make sure that you have that set to auto renew so you don't lose perks like the VIP group. And we are going for 600K likes today. We're at 391.2 now. Make sure that when you think about it, just like the stream again, share it for us, help us get in front of more people. We greatly appreciate that. And as a reminder, we're getting close to the end here. So the Wheel of Thunder. Both y'all missed your cue. Wheel of Thunder.
We have an update.
We have an update on it?
So you can see the list of everybody after the last episode, right?
Okay.
Because TikTok is, if they've gone out that day and it's resetting it, so we're going to have to do it after. We're going to post as a story. So we're going to spin the wheel. You're going to post a story.
We were well prepared for this. Okay, so here is the update on the Wheel of Thunder. We will not be able to see that final list until after the stream is over. So what we're going to do is we're going to put everybody's name on there in that top 14. After the stream is over, we will do a story where we select the winner there, and then we'll DM the winner. So we'll post a story.
That way nobody gets screwed out of it.
Yeah, and then you don't have to be here for it. You don't have to be present to win. There you go. And if you're in the US, we have all 3 sticker packs that we're going to send to you. If you're not in the US, we have a discount code we'll throw at you for the swag shop. So Wheel of Thunder. We'll get better at we're going to have to record that and just let me press a button to do it every time. Okay, I think I can get one more story in here before we end the public side of the stream and flip over to the sub-only live. Rhonda, thank you so much for the tiny diny. Rosalinda with the lightning bolt. Howling Wolf with the heart me. Serene Mama with the lollipops. Thank you so much. Alex with the lollipops as well. Michelle, lollipops. Crash Cart Ronnie with the lollipops too. Mungo with the lollipops too. Christina, Michelle, Tink Does Life, Crash Cart Ronnie, all throwing the lollipops this way. AITA Pack with the rose. Alex with more lollipops. User 617502 with the heart me. Jen here with the lollipop. Regina with the heart me. AITA Pack with the lollipops. Cat Renner Leadum. Sorry. That one was tough. Heart Me, Serene Mama, Blue Easter, AITA Pack, Don Banks, Tony Spark, Gina, Sergeant Mac, Miss Helene, Gina again, Joan Jordan, Tony Spark, or Darcy, I'm assuming, April MH, Devil Dogs, Classic Anime Queen, Emmy Lou. Thank you guys so much for all of the lollipops and the other gifts that you're sending through. You're at 910 of 1K to get that done. I need to swig a Walter real quick, and then we'll dive in on this. Skittle just subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Thank you so much for joining the fam. Glad to have you here. Oh, Stephanie dropping 101 lollipops there. Just boop. Nice. All righty. We'll go ahead and get this one read real quick, and then we can discuss feedback while Candy Thunder's up here. I have a feeling it's going to happen here in a minute. Okay. We have an AITA story from the AITA subreddit. This one is am I the astronaut for freaking out on my fiance after he showed up to our wedding in khaki pants and an Xbox shirt? Uh-oh. It seems like a failure to launch kind of moment. I, 27 female, and my fiance James, 28 male, had been dating for 5 years, engaged for 1. Our friends always said we had the perfect relationship. We often had date nights, we were healthy communicators, we mostly never fought, and our bedroom life was great. The only thing that we have ever really fought about is his best friend. His best friend Lucas, 27 male, isn't very responsible. He bounces from job to job and lives in an apartment that his mom pays for. I've never mentioned anything because I don't want to be rude. We usually fight because he comes home drunk late in the morning, but it gets quickly resolved. At 9:30, my future mother-in-law comes in and tells me my fiance isn't here yet. I'm not very worried at this point because he usually isn't very punctual. It's a little upsetting because it's his wedding. Bug again. It won't go away. It's a little upsetting because it's his wedding, but I don't take it too hard. At around 11:30, my future mother-in-law comes in again and tells me she sent his brother and sister to look for him. At 2 o'clock, 1 hour before the ceremony started, my fiance walks in with his brother and sister. The first thing I notice is his eyes are red and he almost trips over himself. My face drops in horror as I see everyone look at him. My face drops in horror as I see everyone look at him and then me. I look him up and down and I see that he's wearing khaki pants and a black t-shirt with the Xbox logo on it. I rip my ring off my finger and run up to him crying. I throw the ring at him and ran out. My sister and mother followed me. My mom drives us back to my house and I sob my eyes out. Me and my mom and sister sat home, all crying. The next morning, someone knocked on the door and my mom answered. She told me it was my fiance and that he wanted to talk to me. He told me not to say anything and let him explain. I reluctantly agreed. He said that he wanted to spend his last free night with his best friend hanging out. They have matching Xbox t-shirts that they wear whenever they play. They decided to have 1v1s and drink whenever they lost. They got so drunk they passed out and didn't wake up until his brother came and dragged him to the wedding. He said he was sorry. I absolutely exploded on him and told him, "You were dragged to your wedding?" Clearly playing Xbox with your best friend is more important than your fiance. You know how important this is to me. I told you so many times and you decided to get drunk and show up in your stained Xbox t-shirt to our wedding. I can't believe you would jeopardize our entire relationship over beers and whatever game you were playing. I never want to see you again. Get out of my house. This is the part where I may be the asshole. He left crying. My dad patted me on the back and my mom said I was a little harsh and maybe should apologize. A few hours later, he texted me, "It shouldn't matter what I wore. It should matter what we were." A few hours later, he texted me, "It shouldn't matter what I wore. It should matter that we were together on our wedding day." His mom and sister were telling me all day how rude I was to him and how I was a wicked wench who should never have been trusted. I told them to please not contact me. So Reddit, tell me, am I the asshole? Thoughts? Also, Candy Thunder time. It's Candy Thunder time. Let's get some confetti going. Let's give some thanks here. Stephanie Woodard, Josh Enagami, Michelle Heather, Devil Dogs, Tink Does Life, Fane86, Sergeant Mac, Justin Joes, Fadzy, Tony Spark, Karen Louise, LMD10, AK Mary, Ribes, Alex Middleton, Bella Muerta, Kimbo, Sammy Baby, Emma Vassallo, Mongo, Gabarino, Mama Silver, Jarby, Jillos Realm, Easily Distract, Runes of Runesia, Rainy, Blue Easter, Jen here, Mama Razi, get it. I like it. Miss Helene, Hazel Love, Maven Loves, Just Sean, Dawn Banks, Lace Doubt, Joan Jordan, Cerulean Queen, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Darcy LC, Mama Bear, Mexican Mama, Ada Pack, Dylan Sprague, April MH, C Sizzle, and Naomi Tringali. Thank you so much, and let's welcome the one, the only, Candy Thunder! Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder. Come on.
Know how to come on camera.
Got to make an entrance.
Yeah.
So this is Candy Thunder.
Oh, I guess I should scoot over. Hi, guys.
What do you think about this story?
I think that this is not the first time that this has happened to her. That he chose video games and friends over their family that they're trying to build.
Do you think if she chose to stay with him and go ahead and get married and forgive him, this would just keep happening?
Yes. And when they have kids, he's never going to show up. He's never going to be accountable. He's never going to be reliable. So, and why, I feel like there's so much left out, because why is the mom and sister-in-law calling her a wicked wench for being pissed that he showed up, that he was dragged to his wedding?
Yeah.
I mean,
also, like his little bullshit baby statement about shouldn't matter what I wore. No, dude, it effing matters, because it's your damn wedding. Your attire is pretty important.
It's not even the attire, it's the effort that you put forth in order to be there and wear what you're supposed to wear and show up and be there for the person that you're marrying, because that's the day you start your lives together.
Right.
And
but
no, I wouldn't marry that guy either.
He tried to make it about the clothes.
It's
Like, it shouldn't matter what I wore. It just matter that we're together on our wedding. Dude, you weren't together. You were drunk, passed out somewhere from a game night for your last free night. And that's the biggest red flag that I see, is viewing this as entering a prison sentence.
Yep.
Kind of says all you need to know about how he views this marriage. And, you know, maybe he was talked into going through with it by his mom or whatever, trying to get him to grow up. I don't know. But what you got was a preview of the rest of your life. And there has to be enough pain to create change. And hopefully this is enough pain for him to change, so that his future wife someday, if he's ever so lucky to find someone who will put up with his bullshit to get him to a mature point, maybe he can change his outlook on relationships and get to a point where this kind of shit doesn't happen. Sorry, I just took off there. Other thoughts on this?
I agree.
So I talked about how you have been really helpful for me whenever I start just getting into the habit of choosing me time too often. And I'm a PC gamer. You know, I like to game and squad up with your brother and some of his friends sometimes, and we'll game together. And if the balance of choosing me time too often gets to a point where it's doing harm to the relationship, somebody's got to speak up. And you spoke up to tell me that you weren't mad, but you felt like I had been choosing this rather than us time too often, and you gave me the opportunity to fix it. And that is a huge deal. And I fixed it.
No, I agree. I agree with that. If you don't speak up and say something and give somebody the opportunity to fix something that's wrong, they may not know, because not everybody thinks the same way. So they're not going to know that you have a problem, because that's your problem, and you want to give someone the opportunity to fix that problem. But somebody said, wasn't the question about her response? It was, am I the asshole for freaking out on my fiance after he showed up to our wedding? And no,
Valid.
you're not the asshole. I mean, it's NTA. You don't show up to your wedding and act like you don't care about the wedding. That says you don't want to be at the wedding. You don't want to be a part of the wedding. So don't get married.
Yeah.
Continue to game and, sleep in till 2:00 in the afternoon.
Single life for you, bro. At least for a little while longer. Maybe you'll be ready to give it up at some point, but that's rough. And it would lead to a troublesome marriage. That's for damn sure.
And I support people who game. I think it's a great, Dustin uses it to blow off steam and,
unless it's Call of Duty, reality. And then I just get more pissed off. There's different kinds of, you can use it for different things. If I'm trying to just chill out and reset before I start working, or sometimes I'll use it as a reward for myself and be like, okay, if I can get all this shit done, then I can game for 30 minutes and I'll allow myself that thing so that I don't do it instead of, and that's the biggest thing for us is that.
K-Hat 4238, standing up for yourself does not equal freaking out. Yes, 100% yes.
Yeah, boundaries, right? I mean, it was obviously not the place or the time where you wanted to have to create a boundary, but this one needed to be created. And
it's 100% better to set that boundary before you walk down the aisle than after you walk down the aisle or after you guys have kids together.
Someone said they had an echo. I was just turning up our gain a little bit on this one to pick us up a little bit better. We were a little bit further away from the mic, so sorry about that. Yeah, this would be tough. And if I had showed up on our wedding day. Sorry, we can seriously upset. We just keep drifting out of frame. If I had shown up on our wedding day, looking hungover, wearing clearly not what I was supposed to be wearing, it would have been an issue. And it would have been more than anything a sign. It would have been a sign about, how seriously I'm taking this commitment. And that is the biggest problem. Diablo 4, I hear, is great. Candy Thunder's brother Ryan has been raving about it. I'm in this thing where I have to beat 100% of Hogwarts Legacy before I can allow myself to get into another game. But I will jump into Call of Duty and do multiplayer a little bit here and there because it's quick. You can do a quick game in Call of Duty multiplayer. It's a little bit tougher to do a 15-minute session on Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts, Serene Mama.
I'm just waiting for them to remake the old Tomb Raider game.
Tomb Raider.
I loved that game, which is why I would probably I love Spyro.
We got Spyro. Was it on the Xbox? Yeah, I think it was like the re-release. And immediately she was like, "We're putting the Xbox downstairs for a little while because we're gonna play some Spyro." And it's Candy Thunder was a kid again. It was fantastic to get to see. Let me step over a little bit.
Oh,
there's all reference there. My focus point is also manual focus. It's a little bit back there. Classic Tomb Raider. Heck yeah. Spyro.
Yes,
Spyro
so
is hella cool.
When we were younger, my brother, like if there was like some skill I couldn't accomplish in Tomb Raider, my brother
would jump
be like,
in for you?
But he would be like, if you go make me a sandwich, I'll beat this part for you.
He understood the assignment.
And it was like a sandwich and then chips with barbecue sauce. I had to go make him in order for him to beat this part of Tomb Raider for me. It was awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And he's still a really good gamer. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, that was good too. Fair trade. Creepy Spice. Yep.
Metal Gear Solid was also one of the ones that we played.
And they are doing a remake of that, right?
I enjoyed that game a lot. It was fun.
We're to that age now where they're remaking the games that were out as we were kids, and we're all pumped about it. We're like, heck yes. Yes.
You can enjoy gaming and still be present in your life without it controlling everything.
There are also a lot of, and David says, first time seeing Candy. Good job, Dusty. I married up, bro. We know. There are a lot of gamer couples who will game together, and that's awesome. We're not. So like Candy Thunder doesn't PC game. Whenever she does game, we'll play on the Xbox, but it's been a long time since you've played an Xbox game.
I'm pretty sure since
Spyro?
No, since we did like the IVF transfer.
Oh,
that was my last, because I was like bed
years.
rest. Yeah.
It's been years.
Well, she has so much free time.
Yes, she does have a lot of free time. Yeah. Plenty of it.
Just play while I'm driving.
But so if what you use as your me time isn't something that you can do with your partner, and sometimes it needs to not be for it to really be you time and a mentally cleansing experience, or how you get space or whatever, you just have to make sure that you are focused on balance. And I'm like jumping back to another story there. But anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Y'all are amazing every time. If you are part of the storm, doing the Nick Miller and backing out here. If you are part of the storm, we'll ping you with a notification for that sub only live here shortly. I'm going to get converted at 10 minutes. Okay. We need
no rushing.
We gotta make the wheel.
Okay. 10 minutes we need. We're not rushing. I've just been told this. Okay. We're not going to clean the whole office in 10 minutes. You guys are going to get to see a little bit of a mess on that. So watch for that here in just a bit. We'll have a 10-minute recess, and then we'll flip over to the sub-only live. Thank you all for helping us achieve all these goals today. You knocked them all out, and we even added one, and you knocked that out too. Y'all are amazing. We had some really solid, good stories, and we are now using these stories as posts too, so you will see them come up again, but you'll see all my goofs edited out by the wonderful Miles. So thank you so much for that, Miles. We greatly appreciate you. And all of you Storm members, thank you so much for helping out in chat today. Of course, Tony Spark, Candy Thunder, thank you so much for the stories that you make possible for us here. All of you who submit your stories, thank you so much for making that possible as well. We'll get some confetti rocking, and we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. You guys are awesome. Tink Does Life just subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Let me give some last minute thanks here real quick. Sammy, Veronica, Blue Audra, Gina, Blue Audra again, Dana, Shanna, Jillian, Marianne, Dawn Banks, Shanna, Veronica. Making sure I get everybody in here. C. Larson, Pink October, Alex, thank you so much. Shaz, Lindsay Lou, Twinkle says, Jolynn Peterson, Kate Renner, Leadham, thank you guys so much. Blue Hydra, Laura subscribed for the first time, became a member of the Storm. Gina, LMB subscribed as well. Welcome to the fam. We'll see you guys shortly on that sub only live. Give us 10 minutes to reset, and we'll see you soon. Thanks again.